Hello and welcome back to another Grand Theft Auto 5 video. Now in this video, as it says in the title, we're going to be looking at Trevor. In the previous weeks, about 2 weeks ago, we looked at Franklin. He's one of the bigger characters, or one of the main characters in the game. Trevor is no different. He has his differences to Franklin, as we'll explore in this video. And we learn about Trevor in the same way that we learned about Franklin through the 3 little trailers that we got. We've got another character called Michael as well. There'll be a video on that going out probably next week, unless some breaking kind of Grand Theft Auto 5 news happens in the next week, but this video is going to be dedicated to Trevor. The gameplay is cops and robbers, as I seem to be playing in almost all of the Grand Theft Auto videos, but as usual, the trailer I'll cue in a few minutes. I'll put on screen some images of the characters that we've already seen, which Rockstar have kindly given to the community that are supporting the game. We know the game's coming out on September the 17th. We know we're getting some information very, very soon, if not in the coming days. You know, we're right close to the release of the game, and yeah, couldn't be more excited about Grand Theft Auto 5. So as I said, the images are coming on screen now, so you can see the characters there. I'll zoom it in on Trevor. Trevor is this drug dealer, and you'll see why everyone's referring to him as the drug dealer. He even says it himself in the trailer that we received alongside Franklin and Michael. Trevor is a bit of a weirdo, you know. Out of the 3, if you were to pick a weirdo, it will be Trevor, and this is why there's these 3 characters, Franklin, Trevor and Michael, is because they show, as I explored in Franklin's, he's more of the gang guy, Michael's more of the big kind of wealthy kind of high life American dream guy, and Trevor is this druggie who's kind of an outlaw and doesn't give a fuck what everyone thinks or anyone thinks. Okay, so we'll cue in the trailer right now, and we can see some of the bits you know, that we've already seen before in this trailer, and we can see Trevor clearly there. And again, you can see why I'm calling him a weirdo just by some of the things in the trailer that we see from Rockstar. As always, I've slowed this down so you can see it in a little more detail, because some of these trailers that we get, they are very fast paced and you miss a bit. So Trevor, not a guy to be messing with. He will hit you over the head with a baseball bat. That's why I'm saying he's set in the desert, more of a desert guy. So if you're perhaps moving around the areas, if you think back to San Andreas, we started off in the gang town. Then that will be the sort of area that we'll meet Franklin. Then after that we moved over to the other county, which I can't remember. We kind of went through the countryside, did a bit in there. Perhaps we'd encounter Trevor in that sort of an environment. But also, if you remember the airstrip which you could purchase on San Andreas, that perhaps could be Trevor. And again, we've seen this plane before in countless screenshots. We know Trevor's driving this plane, and this plane's used for what looks to be kind of destroying crops or something. It's got some spraying equipment on the back. We also know, or on the bottom, sorry. We also know that the characters that got these separate trailers, so there's Michael, Trevor and Franklin, are all going to come together at points, as you can see in the clip on the screen, and they really do show the different portraits and the backgrounds which these characters come from. He's a violent guy. He doesn't care. You know, he will hijack someone, as compared to some of the morals which Michael might have. You know, he's a kind guy. He has a huge house, and you know, he doesn't like to steal other people's things, although the player can probably make him steal lots of stuff. So yeah. And again, this is what I'm talking about, Trevor being the weird one. What the hell is going on here? Why is he like that? I guess we're only going to find out when the game launches on September the 17th. As always, fire is quite prominent in trailers. Fire and big explosions are always quite heavily used in trailers, in gameplay trailers. But again, this is a scripted trailer, so perhaps mainly made up of cutscenes and various bits of gameplay. Again, explosion. There's my reasons. Literally, a key to the good trailer is just by having lots of explosions in it. So again, I believe that's Michael in the red t-shirt. We can't actually see his head. And the police, again, perhaps the police are going to be after this. I believe that is a police helicopter, as you can see the camera, and again from the other angle. So he's hijacking the police helicopter. He is probably going to be the one that thinks of all the most stupid ideas in the game. He's probably going to be a bit nutty. However, the stupid ideas always succeed, don't they, in games like this? You know, always the weirdest ideas, the ideas which you don't think are going to work the most. probably going to come from Trevor, and they're probably going to work out in the end anyway. So he's probably going to be suggesting to rob various banks around the map. You know, it's just the way that Trevor is. And I hope you get that from the trailer. That's the vibe that I certainly got from it. There is this kind of this outlaw, but to an extent that he's not run by the kind of the government. He's not scared of anyone. He is who he is, and he's not afraid to hit someone over the head with a baseball bat, or steal police helicopters or whatever. And perhaps this is going to be reflected in the sort of missions we get and the storyline that we get. But one thing that kind of gets me is how these characters are all going to come together. You know, Michael, Franklin, Trevor. What's going to bring these characters together? And of course your character as well, which your character is going to be playing. How are these, or why are these characters coming together and working together on such things? Because we know they play different parts. You know, perhaps I don't know. I'm very curious to see. But I don't think that sort of information is something that Rockstar is going to give us right before the game's launch. You know, I think that we're only going to find out this sort of information once we actually get the game on September the 17th. So again, if you've not pre-ordered it, now is your time to pre-order. Remember, if you pre-order the game, you get access to the Blimp, which is an aircraft that which you get. I believe you get it for the standard edition as well. So that's even better, you know. Even if you pre-order the standard edition, which I probably will do, because I'm not that huge of a Grand Theft Auto fan. Yes, I know I'm creating videos on it, however, I'm pretty stoked for it, but not that stoked. You know, I won't benefit that much from the extra stuff I get from getting the limited edition or the standard edition or whatever. So yeah, although I probably will get the limited edition of Call of Duty Ghosts or whatever that happens to be. But again, that is Trevor. Again, if I will leave a link in the description to the trailer. If you haven't seen it, you know, when you're watching this before you've actually watched the trailer, really you should have watched that before watching this, but it doesn't matter, you watched it anyway. There's a link in the description to that if you want to go and watch the Trevor's trailer. And again, if any other trailers are coming out, I'll always link them in the description. And this channel should be a rather reliable source for Grand Theft Auto news. Sorry, how did I get those mixed up? Really, it's because I can see Call of Duty in the background, where I'm like, oh god. But yeah, this is a good channel for Grand Theft Auto news because I'll keep you updated every week right up until the game's launch. I'm trying to make that a thing, so like every week there'll be a Grand Theft Auto video going out at some point, covering perhaps stuff at Gamescom, perhaps the latest trailer, or perhaps the weaponry, perhaps a mission that we're going to be diving into. But yeah, but again, thank you for watching anyway. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and yeah, I will see you guys on the next video, which we're probably going to be looking at Michael, who is the third and final character that who got its own independent trailer for. But again, hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video.